We are inside the Brand Star Studios here. Israel Gutierrez is with us today. Mikey A is on the Zoom. Taylor is here as well. I like this crew. NBA, the season is over, and all we have left is baseball, guys. That and Joey Chestnut and a hot dog eating contest.
Just a few weeks away. A couple of weeks away. Nobody's happy today, right, Stu?
Well, why? Tell me why.
Because, outside of Oklahoma City, who could be happy? The Pacers just got their season ruined for next year.
Right.
Because Tyrese Halliburton is hurt.
It's the rare game where you lose the NBA Finals and the next season is also ruined.
Yeah.
Right.
It happened to the Warriors in 2019 where they had two guys go out, so they knew next season was going to be ruined for them.
Right.
And then KD left, and obviously everybody knew that was going to happen too. But, yeah, even the rest of the league, nobody really loved watching OKC win that. Everybody was driving themselves crazy, feeling like they were gaslit whenever they said, wow, look at all the separation SGA creates when every single time he's pushing off and nobody's saying it.
Right.
It was really mind-boggling to everybody watching. And then, you look sort of forward and think the way the league reacts to these types of championships that nobody wants to see is you're going to see just teams just overload with talent. You're going to see the big three type. Heck, if I'm Oklahoma City, I'm even considering getting ahead of things and dangling Chet Holmgren out there as a centerpiece of a trade for Giannis and see if I can create a real dynasty.
Right.
But nobody's happy watching OKC win and watching all this other stuff happen. And even the Celtics, their season's over for next year because they lost Jason Tatum and they're probably going to retool some. So it's just what just happened?
One of the problems for the NBA is you have a superstar who wins Finals MVP and regular season MVP, and in a Game 7 last night in which Halliburton went out, it seemed like Halliburton was about to have one of those games, like a classic Game 7. He's that kind of player, had big monster moments during the NBA postseason. But you have the league's MVP and the Finals MVP go 8 of 27 in a Game 7 and 2 of 12 from 3. It's a problem, man.
If you go back and look at Kobe Bryant's numbers in a Game 7,
right,
weren't very good. There's a lot of people in a Game 7 in particular that struggle.
But Izzy, there were storylines. So if I could kind of go back to when I fell in love with the NBA, it was right around when the Sixers, Dr. J had not won an NBA championship. Mm-hmm. You could tell, kind of like Connor McDavid, you could tell Dr. J is one of the 5 best basketball players in the world at the time. This is early 80s. Yep. And you're wondering if he's ever going to win a title. And then they get Moses Malone, and they win a title. They steamroll through the Eastern Conference, win an NBA championship. And then you get Bird and Magic, and you have Lakers and Boston, and they dominate the 80s, and that rolls into Michael, and you want to see if Michael can finally get past the Detroit Pistons.
That's interesting.
There have been storylines, and then you have Kobe and Shaq. Can Kobe win one without Shaq? Can Shaq win one without Kobe?
It's interesting
Can LeBron ever
Dr.
win one?
J of all of them to start because that was
that's where I fell in love.
Right. And even that was within the Magic Bird thing, right? It was can Dr. J overcome, the Celtics and all that? And they got so close, and then they needed that MVP Moses Malone on their team to actually overcome. So that was a huge storyline, and it was condensed into this 6-year window because Dr. J got to the NBA after, playing in the ABA for all that time. So, that's another one of those interesting storylines, and this one doesn't really come close to matching up.
Well, I think that's the problem with the NBA. Even if it wasn't the Knicks, and it never was the Knicks for me growing up. I mean, they got to the Eastern Conference Finals. They got to the NBA Finals when Jordan took a couple of years off. But something would pull me into the NBA Finals. There was not, even as a New York Knicks fan, I enjoyed watching Michael Jordan beat my team.
Yeah.
It was a fascinating thing for me to watch. I actually watched him beat my team and break my heart.
I don't believe you.
With a smile.
You enjoyed it? No.
No, I did.
No, you didn't enjoy it.
If you're going to lose, you want to lose to that guy. I'm serious.
There's no way you had that perspective at the time.
This is why I enjoyed it. I got to see 5, 6, 7 more games of Michael Jordan in the NBA Finals.
The best story
it was more
here
aesthetically
would have
pleasing than Ewing taking jumpers.
I'll give you this. It would have been more... The final result would have been better for everybody involved if the Pacers won. Right. It would have been the storybook ending. It would have given the Thunder that angle that you're looking for, right? They got so close. They were supposed to win. Now maybe I'll be on board with this Thunder storyline for next year.
Right. But it's a team with no history and a player that I don't care about.
Sure.
I guess that's kind of what I'm saying.
Were you ready for a world where the Pacers did win and T.J. McConnell was your NBA MVP? Because I would say in America today, having T.J. McConnell as your MVP would have been, you know what, kind of fitting.
He'd be as deserving, would he not, had they won?
Especially if Rick Carlisle's going to get a lot of credit for bringing this team this far, and he absolutely deserves it. The real cojones on that dude would have been to sit Tyrese Halliburton in games 6 and 7.
Right.
Like saying, hey, we've gotten this far. Stu, tell me if I'm wrong. Win or lose, an amazing season for the Indiana Pacers. Win or lose in the NBA Finals,
yes,
they just had an amazing season.
Agreed. Yeah.
So right then and there, you are weighing, hey, can we follow this up next season with a championship? We might be. One little tweak, one little improvement. Let's do the smart thing. Let's bank on the future, not just these next 2 games. Because, again, if we lose in 6 and 7, that's fine. We had a great effing season.
Right.
Let's make sure we get next year, too. Especially with the calf injury. We know it leads to Achilles. It happened right in front of us, and it's just like, damn, there goes next year. And if he would have had – granted, he would have had to pull him off of the floor because Halliburton would have wanted to play, but you got to maybe at least suggest it forcefully.
But isn't that part of the reason why somebody like Halliburton plays in this Game 7, where you're like – Richard Jefferson talked about it in the pregame, like, you don't know if you're ever going to get back to this moment. Tyrese Halliburton doesn't know if he's going to get back to.
I have no issue with Halliburton wanting to play and playing last.
No, that's why I'm saying it's a tough, ridiculous decision. He would have been the biggest balls head coach in the history of time. Halliburton would have probably spent the offseason mother effing his coach publicly, but it would have been the right choice. They just wouldn't have noticed it until next year.
Mikey A., the other part of the problem, I'm sorry, I know you had something there, but the other part of the problem with the NBA is in a day where there was a Game 7, it was the 4th biggest story in the NBA. Halliburton's injury trumped everything. Kevin Durant to the Rockets trumped all of it, okay? And the Knicks still don't have a head coach. I mean, anyway, I think you had a question for Izzy or something.
Yeah. Do the Pacers win that game if Halliburton stays in? Because it seemed like it was headed that way.
Man,
it seemed like he was going to have that game.
The one thing I was saying after he hit his second 3 was, oh, I forgot. He's not afraid of the moment. Like, this guy has had a handful of Game 7 moments just in these playoffs already.
Right.
And so, yeah, I think they do. Like, if you watch the way that game played out, it was almost as if the Thunder needed about 3 quarters to settle themselves, to recognize that, A, okay, we're in a Game 7, B, okay, we should handle this pretty easily with Tyrese Halliburton out. And if Tyrese was there, yeah, he would have been able, I think, to keep them afloat for most of that game and pull that thing out in the end. I do feel like maybe not playing him, but giving him sort of the Willis Reed, hey, you're just going to be out there for 2 minutes, like maybe hit a shot and then I'll pull you. That maybe would have been the way to go if I were Rick Carlisle, that maybe the happy medium to keep everybody happy and keeping next year as an option. But, yeah, I still think that you have to at least have that very, very, very difficult conversation. And I know there's no promise of getting back, but that dude just won an Olympic gold medal. He just got to the finals. Like, I think you could easily convince him, you'll be back.
What'd you make of Kevin Durant going to the Rockets? That was great. I mean, during Game 7 of the NBA Finals, he steals all the headlines.
There's a few.
We still care
feelings
about Kevin Durant. It's unbelievable.
I have the feelings of the Miami
Heat.
The
NBA is in big trouble, man.
As a South Floridian, I have the feelings of Miami Heat got duped again. The Heat fans got duped again. And then when you look at the trade, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, how could they not include Kel'el Ware? Like, I don't even know if that was real, if they were denied, if they wouldn't include Kel'el Ware in the deal. I don't think that's real. Just look at what Houston offered them. Jalen Green's a hell of a player.
Yes.
Dillon Brooks has done a lot in this league. The number 10 pick in this draft is like instantaneous. You don't have to wait 4 years in the future to cash in. So it's a heck of a deal. And I think, honestly, man, I think the Rockets are probably the favorites to make it to the final next year. It's
really
everything that Kevin Durant has needed since he left Golden State is a stable head coach, somebody where he can just fill in, plug the hole of being their, half-court offensive wizard. And defensively, they're already there. They have 2 budding all-stars in Sengun and Amen Thompson. Like, I don't think there's anybody else right now, as of today, obviously you got a whole offseason to go, set up better than the Houston Rockets.
Not Oklahoma City, huh?
Look, as much as everybody...
They have like 7 first-round picks over the next couple of years, and
all
their guys, their 9 core guys are all under contract. Man.
And even after they won a title, I still go back to what Brian Windhorst just said.
Yeah.
And what you just said, Mikey A. just asked me a little bit ago.
Yeah.
Pacers, would they win if Tyrese were there? Maybe. I would say even probably.
Right.
Okay? And I'm going to quote Brian Windhorst here. Nobody's scared of the Oklahoma City Thunder, even though they just won a championship.
Right.
Everybody saw what it took for them to actually win it. Nobody's scared of it. If they run it back next year, people are going to try to bully Chet Holmgren. They're going to try to, hands everywhere on Shea. It's going to be a different animal.
To Stu's point, the NBA draft is this Wednesday. The Thunder have picks 15 and 24.
And the Knicks don't have a head coach.
And I have the way too early NBA title odds for next season.
Oh, wow.
The Thunder are the favorites to repeat at plus 220.
Right.
The Cavs, it's a pretty big drop off after the Thunder at plus 220.
Mm-hmm.
Cavs plus 800,
Don't
Knicks
take
plus
them.
900,
Yeah.
Rockets plus 900. Don't take the Rockets. Kevin
Right.
Durant
Take
doesn't
the
make a
Rockets.
team.
You know what? I actually like this move for Kevin Durant when you look at his career, the criticism I had of Kevin Durant going to Golden State was Golden State had already won a title without Kevin Durant.
Right.
They didn't need him. And Kevin Durant was up 3-1 on that Golden State team in the Western Conference Finals. This is a team that actually needs him. This is a team that might be a Kevin Durant away. And so if Kevin Durant can go to a team like the Houston Rockets, who were the 2 seed 52-30 this past season, and he can take them to the NBA Finals and win them an NBA championship,
And
that changes the narrative on Kevin Durant. I don't know if it changes it for me, but it changes it for a lot of people.
Who knocked the Rockets out of the playoffs this year?
I don't know.
The Warriors.
Oh.
Rocket
you say
Durant's
so.
whole team. So he's going to come take the Rockets. That'd be great if they end up facing Jimmy Butler, Steph Curry, and the Warriors in next year's postseason. But yeah, I think it's honestly the perfect landing spot for him. I would say the combination of good fit and best story might have been New York, your team.
Right.
But they denied him. And
Yes.
so I think the Rockets is a great spot for him. And like I said, those two All-Stars that are flanking him, Amen Thompson and Alperen Şengün, they can still be the young core the Rockets need with the one piece, beside them that Kevin Durant finishes the deal. But I'm intrigued by this. So if he wins with the Houston Rockets, joining last year's number 2 seed, you
Right.
give him a championship. It's
Well, that's
official.
going to a team that actually needs you as opposed to going to a team where you were just a luxury.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't need you. They had the best season in the history of the NBA before you got there. Mm-hmm. But now he's going to a team that needs him. This makes sense. This is a great move by the Rockets, and I would not be surprised if the Rockets win an NBA title, and I would not be surprised if they win that NBA title if I actually give Kevin Durant a ring in my personal record book.
Wow, would we have to do the second version of the book? Would we have to update it?
Yeah, for money. I mean,
Depends on the sales, yeah.
depends on the appetite for how badly.
Stugotz, quick question. What is the name of the head coach of the NBA champions?
Wow.
The silence is
Give
deafening.
me a name, first or last.
Oklahoma City Thunder. That's the name of the NBA champions.
Yeah.
Who is their coach? Oh boy, who is their coach?
Just
Bill?
Ooh, no, it's in the Bill neighborhood. Actually,
Phil?
I will give you more detail. You got the
Not
number
that
of letters
neighborhood.
right. You got the number of letters right, but you did not. It does not rhyme with Bill, and it does not begin with a B.
None of the letters mark.
No.
So how was I close?
I'll tell you a little hint. Mikey A just accidentally told you his first name.
He did? Mm-hmm. I wasn't listening.
I'll tell you.
Wow.
He said
Oh, man.
none of those letters mark.
All right, so Mark Few?
You know what? I'll give it to him.
Wait, Mikey, you knew that without looking it up? Get out of here.
I still can't pronounce his last name, but it's Mark.
I'm still not 100% sure if you pronounce the T at the end, but it's Dagnall.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
So
not a fun name.
Dagnall is he's one title away from catching Spo,
Right?
huh?
Hall of Fame, baby. You might already be there.
Who are some of the great coaches that have 0 NBA titles? Like, is there a coach who comes to mind?
In my personal record book, Doc doesn't have one because he needed the perfect Celtics team to win it. But great coaches that don't have
Trying to think
one.
of best coach without an NBA title.
Jerry Sloan.
Okay,
Jerry Sloan's a good one.
Dagnall, whatever his name is, has more titles than Jerry Sloan, who used to use a bar of soap as shampoo. I mean,
Your favorite name in coaching history, Cotton Fitzsimmons?
oh, I love Cotton Fitzsimmons. That's when coaching meant something.
Right?
I mean,
George
that man
Karl.
dressed.
he has more titles than George Karl. This is funny. It's funny.
Don Nelson.
Ah, Nelly.
Wow, you owe me a Coke.
Is that what happens? You say it at the same time?
Yes.
I got a rare. We'll get to Adnan here in just a minute. We have the weekend observations coming up. It's ridiculous. Anyway, I got a rare text from Izzy yesterday. A golf text on a Sunday from Israel Gutierrez.
The biggest sports story of the day.
It delighted me. Tommy Fleetwood. Well, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, it was Tommy Fleetwood who was hanging on to the lead in the Travelers Championship. The Travelers.
Yes.
Adam Schefter was doing
Schefter was covering it for ESPN Plus on Thursday, and he had
Rory.
he had the winner.
Yep, and Keegan.
He had the winner. He had Keegan Bradley and Rory.
So I'm watching Tommy Fleetwood try to hang on to this lead, and Keegan Bradley, I think in holes like 15 and 16, had a little bit of a choke job himself. Like he just wasn't really looking like the guy who was going to come from behind and win this thing. But then Tommy Fleetwood I don't know how to describe it other than just flat out chokes in front of everybody. Keegan Bradley hits a perfect approach shot at 18. And Tommy Fleetwood had effectively a 5.5 footer to make sure he's in a playoff.
Right.
Because Keegan had a slight, like a putt that was 6 inches shorter.
Yes.
And if he makes that, he birdies and they tie and yada, yada. But Tommy Fleetwood missed the 5.5 footer.
Yeah.
Keegan goes on to, knock in the 5 footer. He goes on to win the tournament, and Fleetwood just got his head in his hands.
I'll tell you the worst part. Tommy Fleetwood is one of those guys when golf fans have a conversation about best guy to never win a major, Tommy Fleetwood is in that conversation. Tommy Fleetwood is a great golfer. Tommy Fleetwood is also a guy who's never won in the United States. He is a great golfer. The problem, what happened yesterday when he teed off on 18 and he was one up on Keegan Bradley, okay, and that was Keegan Bradley's hometown.
Right.
The entire gallery would be rooting for Tommy Fleetwood in any other tournament.
Yes.
Except for yesterday's tournament because the gallery, golf fans love Tommy Fleetwood and they want to see him win. The problem was Tommy Fleetwood on the 18th hole, he teed off, by the way, he was minus 1,800 to win the tournament. When he teed off when he stepped up to the 18th tee, minus 1,800 to win the tournament. The problem was Tommy Fleetwood's third shot, which was the putt right off the green.
Yeah.
He just had to nestle it close. The problem was he was right outside of Keegan Bradley's ball.
Yep.
And he showed Keegan Bradley how to hit that putt.
Exactly.
It was unbelievable. And you could see it's the rare, Izzy, I responded to you, the rare time where we have consensus that a person choked in sports. Everyone could see it, and that was the jarring part. You could see it. You could see it happening.
Well, the jarring
physically, he shriveled up.
is he looks like Aaron Rodgers with long hair.
Yes.
But the Keegan
Slightly better looking.
The thing that I was so impressed with by that crowd is like, because I was watching with somebody who's like, wait, why are they chanting USA? Aren't they both American? It's like, oh, no, Tommy Fleetwood, not one of us. And
Right.
so when they
And Keegan is the captain of the Ryder Cup
the
team.
Ryder
Yes.
Cup team, so it immediately became a Ryder Cup moment. And that's when I said, wow, like I would, if I were Tommy Fleetwood, never feel more empowered to do well. It's like, oh, I hate America right now. Let's go. And then yet he just crumbled under the weight of the USA chants. And I thought it was perfect. It was a nice little way to start your Sunday evening.
Keegan Bradley also said that this tournament for him is like a fifth major.
Oh, he's wrong. We'll hear about it.
Tommy, and also
It's not a.
Tommy Fleetwood.
It's the Travelers, right?
It's the Travelers.
It's not a fifth major. If there was a fifth major,
to Keegan though,
it would be
it's
the
his neck of
Players'
the woods.
Championship. I mean,
It's his neck of the woods though.
I don't care whose neck of the woods it is. It's not a major. I mean,
But Fleetwood's
that's
mistake-
convenient. So a guy from Houston wins the Shell Houston Open, and he says, "Hey, for me, major."
Yes.
I mean, listen. I guess everyone's entitled to their own personal record, book.
Right.
Keegan has his. So
Their own personal majors. Which he still hasn't won.
There were a lot of names in this thing, man.
he's
Roy
won a
was
major.
there,
He just
Jason Day was there.
Yeah, Mikey, he's won a major. The problem is yesterday he thinks he won his second. I mean,
No.
I believe this would have been his third because I
oh,
believe
he's won it twice.
Yes.
Yes, he's on the
He gets up for this tournament every year.
Maybe he wants to get up for the U.S. Open. How's that sound?
Should try it.
Or the Open Championship, or the Masters. He's won the PGA though, I think, right? He definitely won a major many years ago. But that was interesting, Izzy, because you saw it, like you felt it. You saw a guy. Sometimes we'll debate. Did he choke? Did he not choke? Is choking really a thing? Yesterday it was a thing, and
100%.
but we all saw it.
And then it comes off of what, like the U.S. Open winner, J.J. Spawn, hitting that long putt to win it. Like,
Yes.
that was clutch. I got a little confused, I'm not going to lie. In my living room, I cheered my ass off because I don't know if you remember was it Russell Henley? Is that his first name?
Yeah.
Henley hit that long putt just off the green
Yes.
to like go from, I think, third to second, and he would have promised himself a
playoff.
spot in the playoff
Yes.
if Keegan Bradley did not hit that 5-footer.
If Tommy Fleetwood didn't show Keegan Bradley how to hit the putt.
Exactly.
Yes.
It could have been a 3-way playoff.
Right.
As that putt was going, I completely thought that was Tommy Fleetwood's putt. And I was like, wow, what a way to end the tournament. And Anthony's looking at me like, what the hell's wrong with you? That was this other guy. And I was like, oh, my bad.
Wait, you thought Henley was Tommy
I
Fleetwood?
thought Henley, like, because the putt took so long to get there. By the time the putt was halfway there, I was like, hey, that's Tommy
Right.
Fleetwood's putt. I was like, oh, no, that was Henley. Damn it.
Adnan Virk is with us. He's in the car. Did you enjoy watching Tommy Fleetwood choke in front of the entire...
Wait, is he in the back seat? Are you in an Uber, Adnan? Because you're not driving.
I am in the front seat right now. Izzy parked. I just had to drop off my son at basketball camp. Had
Right.
to get blood. Have my annual physical next week. But I can't turn down an opportunity to hang out with you guys on weekend observations. I got a tennis match coming up, Stu. Look, I got my Wimbledon wristbands coming up here.
Of course you do. Yeah.
But you didn't actually
What a
give
douche I am.
blood, right? You just did
Unbelievable.
labs, right? It sounded like you're just testing
Well,
your own
no, it's
blood.
part one of the physical
No.
where I think you have to fast for 24 hours.
Yeah, but
right?
you can't say I gave blood because that sounds
Yeah.
like you're giving blood to other
Right.
people.
Right.
You made it sound like a
Izzy's right. I'm
donation. It
making
was the cost.
Izzy's right. I'm making myself sound altruistic because it's part of the exam.
that's
Like,
just
Right,
Stu
you're
said.
very
I gotta
selfish
test my
with your blood. I mean,
Give up the blood, Adnan.
who are you playing tennis with?
Oh, you're gonna love this, Stu. It's the same guy I mentioned to you last time, which is Kleinberg, and you kept losing it. You go,
Yes, Kleinberg. Mikey Kleinberg is back.
Kleinberg!
listen. As a physical specimen that Izzy is, he's gonna appreciate this story, and you guys are all gonna appreciate the level of difficulty. Last week, I played with Jason Demers, who I do a podcast with, NHL Unscripted, shameless plug. He's an NHL player. Izzy, I got no chance against a former athlete. There's no way. I don't care. He doesn't play tennis. He hasn't picked up a racket. Hockey, hand-eye coordination. I'm 46. I'm out of shape. There's no way. So we meet in the court last week. He goes, you got an extra racket? I'm like, yeah, sure. Already a good sign. The fact he doesn't have his own racket. Okay, that's good. Give him a racket. Couple shots, he missed it. I haven't played in a little while. I'm like, okay. And my eyes are opening. Like, oh my God, unforced errors. It's like my ping pong game. Just hit it up the middle, wait for the other guy to screw up. Incredibly, I take the first set 6-1, and I haven't hit one winner. Wow. I'm just hitting safe, conservative shots. He's just screwing up, pissed, yelling. Again, true athlete, competitive, angry, pissed at himself. He finally figures it out when I'm up 4-love second set. He's like, I gotta hit some winners here. I'm like, yeah, you're like the worst guy ever to play with. You don't make any mistakes.
Right.
So he rips off 3 straight games. At that point, the heat started to get to us.
About
But
the Tommy
6-1,
Fleetwood this
4-3.
thing.
Tommy Fleetwood, this I got to bounce before this gets ugly. But
Right.
It was a great, impressive achievement. Play safe, play conservative. That's how you beat a former athlete.
No, but you're right. I played Joe Rose, a former Dolphin tight end, one time in tennis, and I was convinced that I was going to mop the court with Joe Rose, who was, a decent tight end, caught Dan Marino's first touchdown pass. Joe Rose beat me. I won the first game. I came out blazing. I hit harder than he does, okay? A lot of top spin. I was up 1-0, feeling good about myself. Joe Rose won the set 6-1.
Wow.
That was it.
I cooked Joe Rose in basketball.
I mean, yeah, but you know what he was doing, Adnan? Old man game.
Yeah.
He realized I was out of shape. I had a heater as I was walking up to the tennis court, and he realized drop shot lob,
Right.
and I was done.
Boom around.
Yes.
The cigarette might have been a tell, Steve. Might have been a tell.
Big dog.
Big Dog gave me a nickname because I schooled him in basketball so bad. He calls me Fadeaway every time he sees me.
So you schooled Joe Rose?
Yeah, Goldie can confirm.
Okay, but Goldie will be on with us later. I can't wait for him to confirm that. And by the way, can we
I want more. Wait, was it like the 21, full court, half court? I
So
want more
initially
details.
we were
Horse?
playing 3-on-3, right? But Ira Winderman and Eric Reed had to leave because at one point Eric Reed, I think, got pushed out of bounds, maybe by Ira or maybe by an aggressive Joe Rose, and like ran his shoulder into one of the benches on the sideline and had to go to the hospital. So we were like, see you later, Eric and Ira. And so we ended up playing 2-on-2. It was me, Jamie Eisenberg, Goldie, and Joe Rose. And Joe Rose was defending me, and I'm like 6 inches shorter than him, and I took him to the post.
The
and
game was a real who's who.
My fadeaway was so... He said I used to be basically parallel to the ground to shoot it and then to get it over him, but I had enough touch to get a few of those in, so it's a day
Dude, I'm
we'll live
impressed.
in infamy, I guess.
Izzy got game.
Was Joe Rose pissed?
No. You know Joe. He doesn't care.
No, he cared about this tennis match.
Oh, did he?
I think it was just cared about beating you.
You think? Right. He was not happy when I was up 1-0. I can tell you that much. Listen, I gave everything I had in that first game. I did. 2 aces.
Wow.
Yeah.
We got to listen. I can't wait. Stu's gonna come up to my neck of the woods this summer and his old neck of the woods. Me, him, Mad Dog. Got to play tennis this summer, Stu. It's got to happen.
Done. All right. So are we doing doubles? How are we doing this? What do you think?
Yeah, we need a fourth. You, Doggy. Who's the fourth? That's the question.
Mikey A? I mean,
if we can move it down to pickleball, I can be the fourth. Tennis, no good.
If you hit it right at me, it'll be good.
wait, who would be the fourth?
Incredible.
Yeah, we need. Well, I mean, listen. How about someone on hashtag Team Fed? What do you think?
You want me to get Andrew Brandt to come out and play tennis?
Listen, I want to be his partner. Yeah, all I'll do is pick his brain about the NFL. That's it.
Andrew Brandt breaking down the cap and trying to figure out Mad Dog's slice. That's going to be our Wednesday afternoon.
Kleinberg.
I want
Kleinberg. Kleinberg's always available.
Mikey, get Kleinberg on the show. I want a full recap of this match. When's the match start?
11 a.m. We've got about an hour and a half away. We'll get Kleinberg both pre and post match.
Nice.
Why are you getting to the court so early? What's happening with you?
I know. I got another radio hit. I got a Calgary radio hit 10 a.m., so I got to get there early, stretch a little bit.
He told you how old he is. He's got like an hour of warming up to do.
No, it's a great point, Izzy. That was, again, former athletes. Demers after, I should have realized I got to stretch. I've had 5 knee operations. I'm like, bullshit. You're 10 years younger than me. You're a former athlete. You should have waxed me. It's an embarrassment that you lost. And if we ever play again, by the way, he's going to destroy me. Like, I went home to my 4 kids. He went to another court. He went and started practicing his forehand winners. He will annihilate me the next time I face him.
I bet he's mad that you call him a former athlete.
It's a good point, actually. Maybe that's what rose his ire. Once an athlete, always an athlete. God damn it!
I love the name Kleinberg. Like all I'm thinking about is a guy playing tennis who looks like Sean Penn and Carlito's Way.
I was about to say, because you think of Kleinberg, you think Kleinfeld. You're thinking like they're both Jews, so that's clear. Right. But he's got the glasses, the hair. He's like a lawyer, want to be a tough guy.
Right. Doing something that's totally legal, but it feels illegal.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
If Kleinberg wasn't a Jew, we'd all be shocked, okay? It went without saying. I mean,
right. Did not need to be pointed out. What did he say to me? He's like, I don't celebrate Christmas. Like, what a surprise. And Ethan Kleinberg is a Jew. Okay.
You only bring up religion if he's not Jewish, okay? Hey, it's Kleinberg, not Jewish.
That becomes his official name.
Right.
That's what I've said my whole life.
Kleinberg NJ.
Yeah. Israel, not Jewish.
Israel, not Jewish.
Good point. Israel, not Jewish. Yeah.
Oh, God. Before we get to weekend observations, Adnan, I'm wondering, the Stanley Cup is done. Panthers win back-to-back. Steve Levy dropped a bomb that Connor McDavid might want to leave Edmonton. What does this mean for McDavid in Canada and in Edmonton?
Well, it's a great point, Stu. Would you want to stay with the Edmonton Oilers? First of all, I know you haven't been to Edmonton. I've been there twice, which is 2 times too many. Mm-hmm. But would you really want to be in Northern Alberta, a place you've now lost twice in back-to-back Stanley Cup Finals?
Yep.
He's got 1 year left on his contract, which was an 8-year, $100 million deal, so $12.5 a year. He can sign, and Demers was suggesting this, my co-host and current athlete, 2-year deal, maybe $35 million. I said, you're going to get $17.5 million. Stu, if he gets all that money, they can't do anything else. He'll just take all the money and keep it to himself. They can't go get a goalie, which they obviously realize they need. Skinner and Pickard are not the equal of Bobrovsky. They could use some help as far as shoring up their defense, third line depth, all these things. But if McDavid says, okay, fine, I'll do like a stopgap 2-year deal because it can't be a lame duck for a year, well, I'm taking all the money. But there's no guarantee, to Steve's point, that he'll even do that. So imagine he plays out this last year without a contract beyond. I couldn't imagine the trepidation of Oilers fans. They've all seen Wayne Gretzky leave previously when Peter Pocklington traded him to the Kings. They can't possibly lose McDavid, and yet could happen.
Stu, if he goes to, I don't know, the Maple Leafs, the Stars, the Jets, does he become Kevin Durant in your book, the guy who had to go somewhere else and win? Because he is currently, in my book, Kevin Durant, that alien-like athlete.
He'd beat Kevin Durant if he joined the Panthers.
Just the Panthers.
Just the Panthers, yes. Every other team would need Connor McDavid. The Panthers don't need – they've proven 2 consecutive years they don't need Connor McDavid. He needs them.
That tracks.
So, and that's fair. So what does McDavid do? Like, this is going to be – because I'm certain it doesn't help as he's watching that parade and there's not a cloud in the sky and people are enjoying that thing on their yachts, okay? Like, that can't help that. And he's sitting in Edmonton without a ring. I mean –
Yeah, my guess would be Stu. I think Demers is right. I think he signs a short term, like a 2-year deal. Again, 15, 16, 17 million a year, but he's not going to sign long term. The Oilers are hoping, hey, we'll give you 8 years, 125. He's not going to do that. He's
Right.
28 years of age.
Yeah.
Give me a 2-year deal, get me to 30. And at that point, I could still sign another 10-year lucrative deal. Sidney Crosby, Ovechkin, these guys are playing to their late 30s, potentially 40s. So I think it's short term. I don't think he'd put them in the situation of being a lame duck. He'll take the financial security of a big contract for a couple more years. But yeah, I don't think he signs long term. And I don't think he's a lame duck. So small deal for now, but I don't think he's married to Edmonton either. It's not like he's a guy who grew up with the Oilers. Wasn't like he has an affinity for the area. He wants to win more than anything. If he can't win a Stanley Cup there, he'll go elsewhere. He won't be quite Durant-esque, I think, but is he willing to make a move? I believe he is.
All right, Taylor, are we ready for weekend observations? As he has to hand. This is a real ragtag operation we're running here.
Well said.
He's got a ragtag operation we're running here as he has to hand his phone to Izzy so Izzy can read the imaging for weekend observations. I'm sitting here in a studio that's nicer than anyone at ESPN.
I have my own phone in front of me. Thank you.
There it is.
It's time for Stugotz to share his game notes. No one in the media will tell you what happened better than my boy Stu.
Taylor, are you sure we can do this segment?
We can.
Have you spoken to legal?
I am legal.
Yes, that's a problem. Seriously. Weekend observations brought to you by Miller Lite. Adnan. It's ridiculous.
You're selling it hard. I love it, Stu.
He's legal. He was one of the best players in this franchise's history. But the breakup was ugly. When he was traded away, stay with me. But the breakup was ugly when he was traded away. And it sparked a 2-decade-long feud with the organization. But time heals all wounds. And fences were mended. And just like that, make no mistake about it, for the first time in 21 years in Wrigley Field, Sammy Sosa is back.
Wow.
Yes, good one.
He's back to being Sammy. He's no longer Samuel Sosa anymore. He looks like his old self.
He's not Sam. He's not Samuel. He's just Sammy Sosa back at Wrigley Field.
Right before the 4th of July.
Yep. Best 2 words in sports. Game 7.
Game 7.
Unfortunately for the NBA, it was followed by the worst 2 words for them. Thunder Pacers.
Oh, I thought you were going to say torn Achilles. Thunder Pacers definitely worse.
Adnan, where were you when the Oklahoma City Thunder had to triple team TJ McConnell in a Game 7 of the NBA Finals?
I punted late third, Stu. I mean, I couldn't even hung in. I was surprised I hung in after Halliburton was out. I said, let's get to the 4th. That's it.
Right.
Triple teaming McConnell. I'm done.
The M in TJ McConnell stands for the Michael Jordan of Matthew Dellavedovas.
Mick Jordan.
Top 5 TJs.
Okay.
OLI. TJ Ford.
University
Wow,
of
we have a
Texas.
sounder. TJ Watt.
This man is juggling over here.
Number 5. Tijuana.
It's a good TJ.
Thank you.
Southern California, people call it TJ all the time.
Number 4. Trader Joe's.
Yes.
Good granola.
$2 check.
Number 3. Tommy John.
Yes, the TJ nobody wants.
288 wins. Don't forget. Great pitcher.
Great, yeah, slow pitcher, but great pitcher, yes.
Slow.
It's amazing that surgery is named after a guy who threw like 75 miles per hour.
You get this Tommy John, your slurp will never be better.
Number 2, TJ Maxx.
Yes.
Good
Bargain
deals.
hunting, baby. You probably find a TJ Ford jersey in there.
You love TJ Ford.
He had the really long shorts. He was so cool.
Oh, yeah.
And
Good
number
rapper.
1, Adnan will love this. TJ Hooker.
Yeah.
Hooker. Taylor has no idea
Great
who
reference.
TJ Hooker is.
There's old Jack Ramsey every time Alonzo Mourning with the hooker. It was a hook shot. It was a hook shot. It wasn't
Yes.
news he was breaking.
TJ McConnell leads the NBA in wanting it more.
Oh, yeah.
Who wants
that's-
it more than TJ McConnell?
I don't know. That's so
Nobody.
ridiculous.
Adnan, you know what the Pacers Thunder series had? It had a little bit of everything.
No.
And a whole lot of nothing.
A whole lot of boredom.
Yeah, lack of excitement.
There is no bigger gap in coolness between name and nickname than Lou Dort and the Dorture Chamber.
Yes. Great nickname.
You take Lou Dort, this benign. Hey, there's Lou. What's his last name? Dort. Oh. Then you turn him into the Dorture Chamber. I mean, forget it.
I'm in the
Montreal
torture
zone.
chamber
Love him.
every time he shoots the ball because it takes so long to get to the damn rim. It's like 50 feet in the air. It's like, hurry up already.
Sam Presti
Fire.
is who Daryl Morey thinks he is, and who Pablo Torre tried to convince us Sam Hinkie was.
That is so true.
Wow.
Somewhere Pablo and Sam are having a party. He said, yes, Sam Presti, you did it for us.
Really? You have them having a party.
Oh, yeah. I mean, a little nerdy party.
Right. Kevin Durant getting traded the morning of Game 7 of the NBA Finals is the most Kevin Durant thing of all time. Kevin Durant, congratulations on finally being the star of the NBA Finals without needing Steph Curry there to drive the bus.
Ouch.
It's true.
Uh,
Kevin Durant, Miami Heat, maybe next time. You know what the M in Miami stands for?
maybe next time.
Maybe next time.
You're on it today.
Yes. You, I mean, listen, he doesn't have a match with Kleinberg coming up. You do. I mean,
Kevin Durant called my Dub Dynasty podcast, quote, fan fiction. It's literally an audio documentary.
Right.
It's facts.
Izzy,
Yes.
Pat Riley leads the league in almost getting superstars.
At least it leads the league in
Wow.
Put it on your calendar. This time next year, Rocket fans will want KD off of their team.
something. Oh, no.
Wow. No, one
No.
year, one and done. Come
Listen,
on,
I am
Stu.
15 minutes removed from saying this is the missing piece. They're going to win an NBA title. I mean,
Covered all your bases.
Oh, man.
Kevin Durant saying that Suns fans wanted him gone, so he left. It's always someone else's fault when it doesn't work out for Kevin Durant. What a ridiculous thing to say. The fans wanted me to leave, so I left. Anyway, Trent Alexander-Arnold changing the name on his jersey from Alexander-Arnold to Trent. You know why, Adnan?
Why is that, Stu?
Because if you have two last names, you don't have one.
Yes. Shay.
I don't know what the Fanatics games are, but I'm not surprised that Tom Brady won them.
What are they?
I have no idea.
It's the first I'm hearing of them.
Brady won them. It's
Oh,
another
okay.
ring for Brady.
All right, there you go.
They created something for him. Aaliyah Boston, Asia Wilson, going at it. A couple of Gamecocks trading some
God.
baskets.
Jesus.
So it's not a couple of cocks going at it.
Couple of cocks cutting it up would have been nice.
Attaboy, is he?
Yeah, again, he's on it.
Once
I mean,
more for those in the back.
no Kleinberg.
Kleinberg's.
It's insulting to dad bods everywhere to say Travis Kelce has a dad bod.
No, yeah.
Exactly.
I'm in dad bod mode
Mikey
right
A.
now.
I would kill to have his body. Nothing gets the people to the ballpark like a bobblehead giveaway. It's true.
It is. I have two Aaron Ekblad bobbleheads in my house.
Really?
The only bobbleheads I have.
Jeez.
Did you get
Aaron
same night, or you went back for a second
Same night.
helping of Ekblad?
Nope, same night. Too bad he's gone. See you later, Ekblad.
If someone has a bobblehead day, you could pencil them in to hit a home run on that same day.
Conspiracy theory?
I don't know. Raphael Devers or Devers?
Doesn't matter.
Devers.
Tomato,
You said it
tomato.
wrong. It should be Devers.
Hitting his first home run as a Giant against the Red Sox. You know what the R in Raphael stands for?
Ravishing.
Revenge.
Oh, kind of like ravishing though.
The rare revenge game, the rare ravishing game against the team that gives you $300 million. Jazz Chisholm running so fast that he ran out of his shoes. Shoeless Jazz.
Hey, same time you owe him a Coke.
Great.
I remember. Ian Happ with a home run in 3 straight games. A Happ trick.
You know what, Stu? Sometimes I can see them coming.
Thank
I
you.
did not see that one coming.
I didn't either
Pretty good.
until I read it. When did Cal Raleigh become Babe Ruth?
Unbelievable. 31 home runs, Stu.
I just learned he plays in Seattle, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Big dumper.
Catcher. Big
You
dumper
learned by
like
asking the question, though.
Well, no, I
just
learned it
you played in
yesterday,
Seattle, right?
and then I questioned myself because who needs to remember these
Baseball.
things?
Hey, Cubs, maybe, just maybe, stop pitching to Cal Raleigh.
Of the Seattle Mariners.
Yes. Anytime you have a stat that mentions passing Johnny Bench, you know what I'm doing? I'm listening.
Nice.
Cal Raleigh, do it without a torpedo bat.
No, come on. You can't disparage this guy, Stu.
It feels like cheating. It does. These torpedo
No,
bats.
I don't think it does.
I know they're legal, but
He set a record for most homers by a catch for the All-Star break, and you're telling me do it without a torpedo.
I know they're legal. It's just still, to me, it feels like cheating. Like, listen, cannabis, it's legal,
Right.
I smoke it out in the open. I still feel like someone's going to arrest me.
Yep.
I do.
Good comp.
Cal
Good
Raleigh,
comp.
do it after the All-Star break.
And then do it in the postseason.
All right. Tommy Fleetwood choked.
Just terrible.
That's all he had.
He needs to cut the hair.
No,
He has to
he's
now.
got to keep.
As a penalty.
He's got to keep.
Okay.
At one point during Sunday, I asked, how hasn't Tommy Fleetwood ever won on the PGA Tour? 2 holes later, I said, oh, that's how.
There it is. All the research I needed.
Shador Sanders has been cited twice this month for speeding. You know what the S in
Heavy
Shador
foot.
Sanders stands for?
What's that?
Speedy.
Slow the fuck down.
Ah, you're close, Adnan. Slow down.
This Kleinberg is in your head.
That's clever.
Newsflash. When analysts say you can't coach speed,
Yeah.
that's not what they were talking about.
No, that's true.
Shohei Ohtani, the rare starting pitcher with a home run, a triple, and 5 RBIs. Jesus, he's good. David,
But only one inning, Stu. The opener. 18
Yeah, it
pitches.
doesn't
yeah,
help
do it
out.
in the 5th.
Yeah. Or the second.
David Sampson saying Andrew McCutchen had bad sources, only for Andrew McCutchen to dunk on him and say his source is the commissioner of Major League Baseball and that David should shut his mouth. No comment.
I think he froze.
Andrew McCutchen, first rule of journalism, never reveal your sources.
That's how much one would, let's just say, hate David Sampson.
Yes.
That you would break all the rules of journalism just to get his ass.
Also, Andrew McCutchen just became my favorite baseball player of all time.
Well,
Taylor, book him on the podcast every week. McCutchen, McCutch out.
I love it.
Mikey likes it. We lost Adnan.
I want Adnan to come back just for the David Sampson
I
part.
want Kleinberg. Full recap. Indiana Pacers, hell of a run. Speaking of hell, David Sampson. And Art Briley.
Okay. Whew.
Wow. Adnan, wherever the hell you are, those are the weekend observations.
Tell Kleinman.
Yeah, there he
There
is.
he is.
Oh, there
I'm
he
back.
is.
I'm back.
Hold on, he's back.
It was too hot in the car. The iPhone was overheating. I'm sorry.
Did you hear the David Sampson observation?
No, I need that. I'm at Shohei Ohtani.
I need the music. Hold on a sec. David Sampson saying Andrew McCutcheon had bad sources, only for Andrew McCutcheon to dunk on David Sampson and say his source is the commissioner of Major League Baseball.
Cut forever. I love
good
it.
to
I mean, he revealed his source, but who cares in this case? I'm all for it. That's all we had.
2 words. Catch time.
Yep. We're having Kutch on every week now. He's my favorite baseball player. McCutch in, McCutch out.
Mine too.
Yeah, how about that? Good luck against Kleinberg. Let us know how it goes. Tell him we said hello.
Yeah. We'll get
rooting for
Kleinberg
him.
on post game. And by the way, so I have to mention Mark Kriegel, recent guest on the Levitt Church show. I just picked up Baddest Man, The Making of Mike Tyson, Mark Kriegel.
Nice.
Fabulous book so far. Speaking of books, check out my book, August 26th, Cinephile, The Stugotz is Strong in Me.
That was well done by you because I would have forgotten. I'm sorry about that. But you used another book and weaved it
I
into
gotta
your
take
own
out
book, and that's a
Kleinberg.
heady play by you. All right, yes. Go take out Kleinberg. Call us back. Have Kleinberg call us back, please.
Thanks, boys. Love you. Talk soon.